Welcome to this short webinar on how we teach short division at Pixies Hill Primary. Before we can get into a formal written method, children must be able to understand division concepts, the first being the sharing model, which is dividing objects equally among groups, which is taught as low as Year 1, where they can learn about sharing between two, or better known as halves. This builds throughout Year 2, where children are taught to group items, making equal groups from a total. Whilst learning these methods, children have access to concrete materials such as counters, animals, pencils, and many more items that help the children to visualise what they are doing. They would then move on to pictorial representation, where they are given pictures to group and share. Finally, children begin to see the connection to multiplication facts, such as the link between 12, 4 and 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Therefore, 12 divided by 3 must be 4, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. From there, children move on to a written method of short division, formerly known as the bus stop method. This method has a clear progression of skills, with children simply dividing 2-digit numbers by a single digit. This would then progress to more complex 3-digit numbers using the same method. We would then move children to calculations of 2, 3 and 4-digit numbers that have remainders that children would record simply as remainders before introducing, late in Year 6, converting these remainders to a decimal value. Introducing the bus stop or formal written method happens in Year 5, but as you will see from this slide, we still use pictorial support to demonstrate to the children what is happening. It is important for children to fully understand the concept rather than just learning a method. Children are taught to work from left to right, and to start with, everything will divide equally to ensure no carrying or exchanging is happening. Once this is secure, we move on to carrying the remainders. Again, pictorial support is given to ensure understanding of the concept and not just learning the method. Here, we have an example that I will explain step by step. We are dividing 5,291 by 4. We have a visual pictorial representation to help. Firstly, we would look at how many groups of 4,000 we can make out of 5,000. As we can make one, we would write that above the 5 as one group is made. The remaining 1,000 is then exchanged for hundreds and given to the hundreds column, as it can no longer be used in the thousands column. We now have 12 hundreds. Again, we would group these into lots of 400. Here we can make 3 groups of 400, and this would then be recorded in the hundreds column on our calculation. We have nothing left to carry and exchange. Next, we move on to the tens column. We look at how many groups of 40 we can make from 90. We can make 2 groups, and this is recorded above the 9. We have 10 left, and this is carried to the ones column and exchanged for 10 ones. We now have 11 in the ones column. Our final step on this calculation is to see how many groups of 4 ones we can make from 11. On the pictorial example, we can see 2 groups are made, and this is recorded in the ones column in our answer. The remaining ones that cannot make a full group are written as remainders at the end of the answer using a small r followed by the number of remainders there are. On this occasion, there are 3. Therefore, the answer to 5,291 divided by 4 is 1,322, remainder 3. As the children move to Year 6, we would then continue to practice and refine this method, removing the pictorial support and moving to abstract representation. Once secure and through the teaching of decimals, we would look at how to convert remainders to decimals before moving on to long division. Thank you for watching and listening to this webinar on short division. I hope it helps answer any questions on short division.